Okay, so hello everybody, and welcome to the final assembly of the half term. And no prizes for guessing, of course. We're coming up to Valentine's Day. It's there on the slide. First slide was all you need is love. So yeah, bit of a theme going on, but hopefully with a slight twist and a slight little bit of difference. So when you think of Valentine's Day, I'm guessing you think of the things that are on this slide. The balloons, the roses, the chocolates, all that traditional romantic stuff, plus what's coming up on the next slide. And for those of you that don't know, that is one of my favourite films, Dirty Dancing, with the lovely, God rest his soul, Patrick Swayze. And so there we have it, the big romantic kiss. And I think when I was looking at top 50 film kisses, that came in at number 5. There was Lady and the Tramp, there was Gone with the Wind, there were all sorts of films on there. And that's the big screen kiss, isn't it? So we've had the heart balloons, the chocolates, the flowers, the romance, and then Prince Charming kisses the girl. And that's the traditional view of Valentine's Day, love, romance, etc. But does it have to be like that? For many of us, Valentine's Day will be just another day, and it won't be a day with all those allegedly wonderful things going on that have been on the previous 2 slides. And another one of my favourite films on this slide, Bridget Jones' Diary. And yes, I have been a Bridget Jones in my time without a shadow of a doubt. And I can guarantee all of you, boys and girls, will be a Bridget Jones at some point in your life. And there is nothing more joyous actually than being in your pajamas, eating chocolate and singing all by myself, as she does, I believe, in that scene. And is there anything wrong with that? And the answer is no. And this isn't really the big message I'm wanting to give with this assembly today, but I'm going to say it anyway, because you are of an age where all of a sudden Valentine's Day can become quite a big thing and quite a pressurized thing. And the need to maybe have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and the need to feel wanted, the need to feel validated perhaps by those flowers, those balloons. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we've all been there. I remember being a teenager and wishing to God somebody would send me a Valentine's card, and then when they did, actually feeling quite angry and bitter because I didn't like him. Well, no, I did quite like him, but I didn't want him to be my boyfriend, if that makes sense. So he also bought me chocolates I didn't like as well, bless him. So that was another downside. But that aside, it's pressurizing because you can sometimes feel, well, if it's not me that's been the girl in the big kiss moment with Prince Charming, or if I'm not the Prince Charming, then what's wrong with me? And am I normal and am I okay? And is it okay to be a bit like Bridget Jones? And the answer is it is perfectly okay to be yourself and to be who you are. And I would stress to you that actually, no matter how many flowers and chocolates and cards you do get, that isn't a sign of how wonderful you are. You are the sign of how wonderful you are. And all the validation you need comes from within. So the wonderful thing about love is that it comes in all shapes and sizes, all different colours, all different forms. It is an emotion that encapsulates every one of us at some point in our lives. And it can transcend the whole universe if we choose to let it. It doesn't matter what the colour of your skin is, doesn't matter what your gender is, doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is, it doesn't matter what your age is. Love is love. And as you can see on this slide, some different examples of love. There's love between family members, there's love between brothers and sisters, there's love between friends. So I'm going to set you a bit of a Valentine's Day challenge for 2021. So here's the challenge for Valentine's Day 2021. You'll see there I've put love your family, friends and neighbour. We'll deal with those 3 first. What I'd like you to do this Valentine's Day is to not think about Valentine's Day as just that traditional view of romance and buying cards and flowers and chocolates. You can still do those things, but I want you to now think of spreading the love, to your parents, to your siblings, to your friends, maybe to someone who lives down the street. Because, you know, we've had some really dark days this year and last year. And if there's somebody who lives near you who's maybe on their own, just getting a card that says, "We love you" from number 3 or whatever your house number is, wouldn't that be joyous? Wouldn't that be a lovely thing for somebody who's on their own? So I want you to do something small that you can, that's safe, to just show that love. And it might be that you do a chore to help your mums and dads out. It might be that you help a sibling with some schoolwork. But think of something that you can do that's an act of love and kindness for people that matter to you. Because this year has been challenging. Last year was challenging. And there's no doubt about it. The only way we will get through this challenge is if we stick together, support each other, if we try to remain positive, if we show each other some love and some care, because we'll have all had dark days. So make this Valentine's Day a day to show that love and care to people that you care about. In those dark days, all of us have had time to reflect. And sometimes that's been good and sometimes it's been bad. And it doesn't matter how young or old you are, trust me, we've all been there. And in lockdowns, I think we've all had moments of not feeling great. So the loving yourself is massively important. It's a lesson that actually, irrespective of lockdowns, is important for all of you to learn. And if you can learn to love yourself, you truly will have a happy life. But it's very hard. And again, it doesn't matter how old you get. Trust me, it's really hard to love yourself. It's hard to think about nice things about yourself, to say nice things about yourself. We're not good at that. We're always good at saying the bad things, aren't we? So that's a real challenge for you. I want you to start this Valentine's Day as well, to show yourself some love, to actually be kind to yourself, and to think about the things that you're good at and all your wonderful qualities, rather than the worries and the things that aren't going right. And maybe you just need to say to yourself, either every night or every morning, 3 things that you're thankful for, and include in those 3 things one thing about yourself. Because they do say, if you say things that you're thankful for and if you show gratitude, that actually you start to feel more positive about life in general. And I don't know if any of you have made any gratitude jars in a lockdown, but that's a nice little activity you can do where you write something nice down and put it in a jar, and you can do it all as a family, and it could be nice things about other members of your family. And the next weeks, next months down the line, maybe when all of this is over, you open the jar and have a good read. And that should be a really joyous thing. You might not realise that your mum or dad thought you had such a special quality, and it's lovely to hear. You yourself might just want to do that for yourself. Write down every day one thing you like about yourself. Hide them away somewhere in like a little secret time capsule. 6 months' time, have a look at it. But you've got to do that. As daft as it sounds, you've actually got to go through the act of writing it down or saying it to yourself. Because if you don't remind yourself about your good qualities and the things you like about yourself, it's so easy to forget. And that's when loving yourself becomes even harder. So on the next slide, there's actually something else you can do to spread the love this Valentine's Day. Ta-da! So there it is. The Being More Thirst badge. Yes, you heard that. Being More Thirst. As you know, we started the Being More Thirst Facebook page in the first lockdown, and it has really taken off, and that's great. I'm so pleased about that. It's been a collective, really, for all of us to try and bolster each other up, I think, and stay positive. And that's been amazing. So much so that we have now taken that as a bit of a mantra for our school. And it's about representing our values and vision, which, as you know, we talk about a lot. And as I'll always say, if we can try and live our lives by those values and that vision, then we're not doing a bad job. So when you come to Thirst School, it's all about being more thirst, as in being more thirst. However, past tense, being more thirst. I hope I've got that right for the English teachers listening out there. Remember, I teach maths, so I can be forgiven for the odd slip up, I think. The Being More Thirst badge is about things that you've done that are more thirst, that represent the love and the values and vision of our community. So what we're saying is, this year, this Valentine's Day, if you have somebody in mind that you think has been amazing, whether it's your mum, your dad, your grandma, your granddad, brother, sister, a teacher, maybe not a teacher at our school, maybe a teacher at another school, an next door neighbour, somebody in a local shop, literally anybody in the community that you think during the difficult year we've had, they've been totally amazing. Please will you email Mr. Hollis. Mr. Hollis will then send them a badge, a little bit of chocolate, and a little handwritten note saying why they've been nominated. So it's a bit like an awards scheme. So we would love to send as many of these out as possible. Mr. Hollis said to me the other day, and I agree with him, his mission is that we run out and we have to order more. And we really do want this to be about the whole community, as I've just said. So it's not just about people in school. You might have somebody that, you know, lives on the other side of the world, actually, that you want to send a Being More Thirst badge to because they've done something wonderful for you in the last 12 months. So there is no greater act of love and kindness, I don't think, on a Valentine's Day that you can show somebody than to get them a Being More Thirst badge. So that's my final slide, the final part of my assembly. Please get your nominations in. Nominate each other. If one of your friends has been great and really supportive, and we have to hear about that and we have to celebrate it. So when you email Mr. Hollis, write down the name of the person who you want to receive the badge and also a little bit about them, why you're nominating them, etc. Let's really push this so that loads of our community are wandering about with a Being More Thirst badge. That would be absolutely fabulous. And let's spread a little bit of joy and love into all our hearts this Valentine's Day as we hopefully, and I say hopefully tentatively, as we hopefully go into the final push of this challenging time that we've been in for some time. And let's hope that there is some light at the end of the tunnel and potentially a little crock of gold at the end of that rainbow for us. Have a great half term. Look forward to seeing you virtually and maybe, again, I don't want to jinx it, maybe in person after half term. Bye.